Conversations and Opinions. I'm Clarissa.
I'm Target.
I'm Shay.
And I'm Karonica. So today we're going to be talking about just a random topic. So someone sent me something earlier this week and was like, what's your opinion on this? So I'm just going to read it to the ladies and to our viewers, and we're just going to have some conversation on this. So, question. I was snooping through my husband's phone and saw a conversation between him and his brother about a secret baby that he may be having outside of his marriage. So I sent the screenshot of the text to his wife. Now my husband has said he lost all trust and respect for me. What should I do?
Okay, so just for clarity's sake, the wife screenshotted the conversation
Yes.
to her brother-in-law's wife.
Yes.
Okay, rolling with you. Got you.
Okay. She's going through her husband's phone, and he's having a conversation with his brother about it's possible that he may be having a secret child outside of his marriage. And so she felt the need to, screenshot the message and send it to her sister-in-law. So now when all hell broke loose, her husband's like, it's done.
Yeah.
So this is, to me, is like, I know what my clear answer is. But at the same time, I've mentioned this to a couple of people, and a lot of people have had different views. So, ladies, whoever want to go, let's talk about this.
Harvest.
She was monkeypox wrong.
Ooh, yeah.
Monkeypox wrong. Because, A, why are you snooping through your husband's phone? That's number one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number two is that's between him and his brother.
Mm-hmm.
Thirdly, that ain't your secret to tell.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be on your husband's side. You're supposed to be 4 flats down for him. So what she should have done was waited till the conversation ended and say, honey, I need to talk to you about something. I know I shouldn't have been snooping through your phone, but I happened to glance and see about a secret baby. But yeah, she was monkeypox wrong.
She was
Monkeypox.
wrong for a lot of things, because the first thing is breach of privacy of her husband's phone. That's number one.
Right.
So the wait till the conversation is over and mention it to your husband, you have more to say than just, oops, I saw that message. Now you got to explain why you all in his phone in the first place.
Exactly.
Right.
So in my look, I have a straight answer to it. There was no thinking about it. For me, all the red flags were flying left and right. How you looking? Why are you looking at your, some people have those marriages where we leave our phones out. That's cool. Phones are out. People don't have passcodes. Cool. But to pick somebody's phone up and be going through the messages, or how did you witness? Because it wasn't just like, I have a secret baby on the way. Oh man. It's like, girl, you scrolling. Like you scrolling.
Right.
You are looking. And number one, being down like 4 flats for your husband is not snooping in his stuff in the first place. Number one. Number two, there is no sign for you to take in the whole secret baby thing because it ain't your business. Okay.
Correct.
So there's no sign. You don't need to back your husband up because you don't know anything about the situation anyway, right?
Right.
Not the situation. Thirdly, now the one part of me where I was like, ooh, if it were my sister, like say my husband's brother was married to my sister, I can't say that I wouldn't feel some desire to nudge the truth along or something like that. I don't know, but even and Karonica and I kind of laughed about it. It's like, even sometimes with people that you're close to and you really love, you still have to be careful with how you deliver information to them.
Absolutely. Delivery is everything.
Yeah.
The screenshot to the husbands, to the screenshot to the wife, you have almost maybe broken up a relationship between your husband and his brother. Definitely your husband and you, because he said he doesn't trust you or respect you anymore. And then the girl may not even appreciate the information.
Right.
She might be like, that could go wrong 50 different ways.
We could have known already, though.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that I agree with everything that everybody has said so far. But I think that first of all, she was snooping. We all know why she was snooping through the phone. She obviously doesn't trust her husband, or, well, I won't even say that because she probably doesn't trust her, but sometimes the trust is internal. But and then my thing is that it takes a type, for me, my opinion, it takes a certain type of person who jumps from 1 to 20 immediately without, like, that information for me would be like, okay, let me think about this. What's the best way to do it? First of all, I was in your phone, so I got to figure out that part. Then I got to figure out how I'm going to deal with this. But it would never be in my mind to go say something to her, because that's just like in any situation, you're talking to the person that you're closest to in this situation. So at this point, I'll be like, okay, I have to talk to my husband. Look, I was going through your phone. I saw your conversation with your brother. Okay, so like, what you gonna do? Like, I'm looking at him because, like, what are you gonna do? Like, how are you handling this situation with you and your brother? But I would never screenshot a message out of someone else's phone to deliver information to another person. People could get hurt, and I'm not even talking about like hurt.
Right.
Yes.
Well, I'm not talking about the little bit of hurt. I'm talking about the hurt, like somebody get physical hurt.
But here's the thing too. What when you mentioned the part about asking your husband, what is he gonna do? What is he supposed to do? That isn't even really.
But for real, let's think about this. My thing is, when she scrolled through his phone, for one, I couldn't fix my face to say to my husband, well, I was just scrolling through it was because I really don't trust you, and I think you're really doing something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't even fix your face to say anything like that. Right. But I think she was just being messy. Obviously, a messy girl, a messy woman. She's probably done other weird stuff that or disrespectful stuff because of her insecurities.
Yeah, that could be it too, because I would have to keep the secret, because now I'll be like, dang, I shouldn't scroll, because now I'm sitting with this. But I think, as far as the husband, not looking for my husband to do anything, but even if I had a friend that was stepping out on her husband or his wife or whatever, I would feel the need to be like, girl, not that I can control you, but I'm going to give you sound advice as a friend. I'm not gonna be like, girl, I know that's right. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a friend. But so it wouldn't be like, you can't control another person. But if I saw in the message and my husband was like, yeah, do what you got to do, then I'll be looking at him like, okay, so you like that too. Like, because it should be some type of thing like, okay, so how y'all handling this? But I would never feel the need, because what if he had a plan that wasn't in that text message? We talked about this Friday night that said, well, I'm going to talk to her on Friday and we're going to sit down, maybe we get some counseling and stuff. But all you saw was that message.
And interjected.
Yes, and just went from this and this. Now he has no way to fix this. And then on the flip side of that, you get in a situation like that, you send a message to her, they don't break up. Now ain't nobody fooling with nobody, because you stepped into something that really they had nothing to do with you. You know how people do. They be like, okay, so now that you know my business, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Helpful.
She was trying to seek for information. If I send you information about your husband, do you know something about mine? I mean, like,
that could be true too.
Off like she's just insecure, and the fact that she even looked through her man's phone, it's because she felt like he was cheating on her.
And then, but look at the flip side of it too. Y'all close to y'all siblings. You have conversations with your siblings that are private and nobody else's business.
Mm-hmm.
If someone's looking through my phone and find a conversation with me and my sister, then take it upon themselves to screenshot a private conversation with somebody else, we have 20 problems from the jump. Period. Yeah. There is no, well, that's my husband, that's my sister. No. Now the hierarchy doesn't even matter as far as what people who ranks where in your life, because you broke into somebody else's privacy. First of all, they didn't invite you. They invited me to the information. I didn't come to you and ask you for advice. I didn't come to you with a hypothetical. I have a person in my life that's dealing with a crazy situation, and you put some pieces together and figured it out. You just went through my stuff. Anything I talk about with my siblings is between me and my sibling.
Mm-hmm. Right.
My sisters and I, we even kind of give each other the side eye. If our mother finds something out there we didn't tell her, it's like,
right.
So why mama talking about this? Or how did you also find out about So
Right.
information exchange is very private and very sacred. For you to think you're going to be, I'm going to do the morally right thing, and I'm just going to screenshot this and send it to her because she deserves to know. I get the urge, because if I saw my sister's husband doing something wild, I'd be like, oh man, I gotta figure. Okay,
night sleeps. You won't be sleeping for a couple nights trying to figure out.
The sister-in-law could be good friends too.
Yeah,
I was thinking the same thing, Shay. I was like, I wonder if they are close.
I get the conflict.
I think that would be,
because that's got to be justification. That's why she even felt the desire or the need to screenshot and send it to her. Because if you're not close, why are you concerning yourself with something that's not your business?
But also, when you go
didn't think that the sister-in-law would believe her, so I'm going to actually give her proof of the actual conversation.
Yeah, that too.
Come to you and say something, you looking at me like, well, mind your business.
Yep.
But also, you going through somebody's phone, anybody's phone. I don't care if they're doing something or not doing something. Anything when you go through somebody's phone, you can find something.
You can find something you didn't even want to find. What you talking about?
You can find something. So going into somebody's phone, and then you got some people like, well, that's my husband. We shouldn't have no secrets or whatever.
Right.
But
that's crazy.
I mean, truth be told, you can cover it up how you want to cover it up, but it's not about having secrets. Some people know their husband's passport. Some people don't. I'm not saying there's no right or wrong of how you do your marriage. But what I'm saying is that everybody, in my opinion, everybody deserves their own privacy. Where my husband might joke around with his friends through text messages, they might say something to him, and my friends might say something to me. Sometimes you can't control what somebody send you. And then you looking at it like, oh, well, why y'all talking about this? Like, why are you? Because you're still human beings, and you still have conversations outside of, with your home, your cousins, your sisters. But if you are talking about, well, I should be able to go through his phone when I want to go through his phone, it's like, okay, if that was the case, then you don't have to snoop. All you have to do is say, hey, I wanted to borrow your phone. But my thing is, why we to me, it's like, we all are adults.
And supposed to be
adults. And the truth be told, when somebody looks at somebody's phone, regardless, when you're scrolling through the text messages, you suspect something. Like, it's something you suspect, because when people are checking for their kids to make sure they're not doing something, that's what you're trying to make sure they ain't doing nothing. Like, am I not right? Like, taking your kid's phone, you're trying to say, okay, I want to make sure he's doing that. I want to make sure he ain't hanging with that kid. He ain't over that girl house without her mom being there. Or, you're checking for something that you suspect of your child. So my thing is, when you go with your husband, it's the same thing.
But see, I'm curious to know what made her that comfortable to snoop through her husband's phone. So there's probably a lot we don't know within that question, because if you have to snoop through your husband's phone because you said something, Veronica, some people have passwords and they don't mind sharing, but for you to do this, what made you think it was comfortable and it wasn't going to be consequences and repercussions when you did speak to your husband about this? Because now you probably didn't have a problem with you and your husband, but you now created an unnecessary problem because of your comfortability or whatever word you want to use to go snooping through your husband's phone.
Yeah, that's entitlement. And on the flip side of that, just think about the husband side. Like, if you were on the other side, we talk about the wife side, but let's flip it to the husband. And say that was you, and someone sent you a message about, girl, I stepped out on him and I did that, and it was maybe someone on his end, his cousin. We'll just say his cousin, and he looking through your phone, and I'll go as far as you have to be snooping. Maybe he said he wanted to use the internet, message popped up, and he saw it, whatever, and he sent that to his cousin. for me, I would feel some type of way. Like you didn't even say nothing to me. Like why? Like that to me, when you skip over me, that's almost saying that I can't handle my own conversations.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have no respect.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it on that side, like honestly, and that's the first thing that came to my mind when I heard this was like, if somebody did that to me and it was like, well, I'm just gonna I'm gonna send this over to so and so. Like, okay, so now we have went from 0 to 1,000 because now it's not just your cousin or your brother involved in it. It's me, you, all these other people involved in something that was only between two people.
And you're gonna be a villain either way it goes,
Yes.
because you information left the privacy of you. So you said something earlier about how some people have the philosophy about passwords and I don't have no secrets from my spouse. That applies to you and your spouse, those two human beings. The privacy on my phone that I'm having conversations with other people, that doesn't fall under the I don't have secrets from my husband clause.
Right.
If somebody tell me they won the lottery and they don't want anybody to know, that's between me and that person. If somebody has a medical condition that they've just found out about and they're trying to figure out, that has nothing to do with my husband. So I'm not keeping secrets from my husband if I'm holding other people's private information private.
Right.
That applies to he and I. The passcode sharing, I have my husband's passcode to his phone. He has mine. Great. But at no time do I ever feel like just because I have access, should I his stuff. It's for emergency purposes. It could be for anything. Like you don't have some of this stuff you go on people's phone and find is stuff that has nothing to do with you or anything else. Y'all, if they pulled any one of our text threads on this call, they will find out stuff, and y'all men will find out stuff about me that I'd be like, oh, I didn't want them to know that.
Right.
All of these conversations are private, and I just have a problem with people feeling like, one of my friends, she posted, and it's hilarious. Her Instagram post is hilarious, and she was like, "Oh yeah, girl, your secret is safe with me." And then she look at the camera and say, "Except for my husband. When I tell my husband," and then she having another conversation. "Oh yeah, I ain't gonna tell nobody except my husband." I'm like, that. It was a funny video. But that's kind of even crossing the line, because if I'm crying my eyes out to you about something, I don't expect you to be giving your husband a full report of it 5 minutes.
Right.
Sometimes I have to break my neck and get out the bed because a friend called and they talking at the highest point of their voice and they talking about something crazy, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get, because I know the conversation can be overheard. And out of respect for you, you may not want my husband to know this stuff, but he right here,
right,
very loud. So let me remove myself. I've had to break my neck to get out of a room because sometimes people talk. So I'm just saying, y'all, wifey is wrong on a couple different fronts. I'm not saying, because like you said, Shay, she may be really good friends. The urge to make sure somebody that you love is not looking stupid, I understand that too. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta be careful when you pass information, because like Karonica said, if they don't break up, now ain't nobody talking to you.
Right.
Because that's the best thing to be in a situation where I didn't even cheat. And you are the one that's on the, like, everybody hate you. You like, okay, I didn't have nothing to do with that. I thought I was being a good person. But you have to be careful. You have to check people's tones. You have to check people's pulse to see how they are. I don't care how much you love them or how much you respect them, but everybody is not you. So everybody is not going to be on that receiving end where they're like, oh, thank you so much. And because my thing is, when people tell you stuff, they're not necessarily telling you need to leave your husband. They're just saying, hey, I don't know what you need to do with this information. I don't want you out here looking stupid. So here's the information. I'm not telling you to leave him. But, and this is another thing, this is a pet peeve. If someone does give you information, if you got one time to say, Karonica said, you're a Karonica said, a Tarvis said, Shay told me type of person, and you don't know how to say, I've had some people say, hey, I heard this was going down at work or going down at, the school, whatever. And they'll be like, and you'll be like, how'd you find out? Who told you? I can't tell you who told me. I respect those people. Yeah. Because you give me information, I can take it or leave it. But when you got the people like, yeah, so you was down at that diner? And, well, who told you I was down at that diner? Well, Clarissa told me that you was down at that diner. We're done. I might not, my friendship with you might be not done, but I'm gonna tell you right now, your man, your friend, your dog, your cat can be sitting right across from me, and I would never ever say nothing ever again.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's like, why would I helped you?
Yeah.
And that's why I say my point of view on the whole thing changes, because I know a lot of us been in situations and your name has been called out for, I'm saying, less stuff than this.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay.
I had a situation where I was friends with this person, and I found out that her boyfriend wasn't really true to her, and he was liking someone he shouldn't have been liking. And I overheard the conversation on an accident. Back in the day, the phones seemed to cross sometimes, and thinking that you're off of a call, but you're not really off of a call. You actually can hear the whole conversation.
Oh, the old click in.
Yeah.
And my heart sunk, and I said, oh my God, I need to get off this phone. But when they started talking about what they was talking about, I was like, but if I get off the phone, then I don't have the information that's there right now. I don't know what to do. So I'm listening, and I'm like, oh my God, yo, that's messed up. So I tried to tell my friend what was said, and then it came, she was pissed off with me for like the rest of our lives.
He or she, the friend or the boyfriend?
She was pissed off with me for the rest of our lives. Actually, the guy she was messing with actually was cool with me. Even like years later, he was cool with me. I just didn't feel comfortable with him because of the situation.
Now, how long did their relationship last after she stopped talking to you because of what
a couple seconds.
Oh,
not a couple seconds.
Yeah, she ended up contacting him, but of course, who she said? Shay said,
yes, indeed.
Blase. And now I'm like the devil because I overheard, I actually overheard the whole entire conversation.
Now let me ask y'all this. We'll start with you, Shay, because you hot, your momentum is up. Yeah, energy. Say the tables were completely turned and you're the person receiving the text message, the screenshot. Are you one of those people who appreciates the information, even if it's hurtful, truthful information coming your way? Do you appreciate it, and do you protect the person who has given you the information?
I appreciate the information, and that for me is more of I'm not going to say who the person is, and for me is more of I'm watching you now. That's my way of saying, okay, so I've been given this information, and I haven't physically seen it or know anything about it. Now I'm watching the situation, and now when I need to pounce on that person for doing or find out, or when I find out what I really need to find out, physical evidence, then it is what it is.
Yeah.
I was aware.
Okay. Tarvis, what about you?
Absolutely. I would be thankful for the information. And then your second part was, would I no longer be friends with the person that gave me the information?
Would you protect them? Not the
would I protect them? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because they cared about me to send it to me. They ain't saying what they said, who said it, or nothing.
Right.
Hey, did you know this? I'm good with that. When I address it to whomever I need to address it with, that person's name is never coming up.
Right.
What purpose is that going to serve?
None.
Exactly. So
what about you?
For me, I've been on the other end of telling someone stuff too. So no, I would appreciate the person telling me this. And I would no, I'm not bringing up nobody's name. Now I'm not the person that's gonna be like, oh, well, so and so told me this. No, you just gonna have to figure out, or you gonna have to put in your head who you might feel like it is. But I'm not, because my thing is, why?
Yeah.
Why would I feel the need to tell that this other person said it? Unless this other person, to me, if I trust that the person who sent me that has good intentions, and like I said, usually if you have a mature friend or a relative, they're not like, oh, look what's happening to Chronica. Oh, look what's happening to so and so. They're just like, okay, this is a conversation between me and my sister, my cousin, my auntie, whoever it is, and you are having these conversations. You send it to them, but it's like I'm never expecting for it to be me to put you into the situation.
Yeah.
Correct.
To me, it just that causes too much problems because what my thing is, it's a such thing of people working things out. And now I know that this is a mature mind because 20s or 15 people think differently, but because you see ahead of stuff before, sometimes you just react when you're younger. But when you're mature, you already can look at the outcome down the street. Like, okay, so what if we work out? What if we go to counseling and everything works out? Now they don't like my homegirl, or they don't like my good friend because I brought her into the situation by telling you that they said that when it had nothing to do with them. But if they don't know who the person said it, this person don't have it's
covered.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, you have to be careful of that. But like I said, young minds react.
Yeah.
When you're mature and you can be like, okay, what if, they work it out? What if that, because you just be like, okay, so I'm not gonna go there, because that's why a lot of people are scared to say things, because you know that most people know that they got that friend who gonna say their name,
who gonna use their name. I've had that happen too many times, and I'm like, and moving forward, like I have a friend who blew my spot up like that, and I was so scared to tell her stuff in the first place, but I did. She used my name. It was terrible for a while. Everything with her and I was still fine, but her partner did not care for me. And then years down the line, he is escalating in his behavior, and to this day, I'm like,
right.
I can't say anything else because that you messed me up that one time. So now it's like being careful, being strategic, and at the end of the day, the relationship is not mine, and I'm trying to. Go ahead, Shay.
I was gonna say, so what if the person who sends you the information, you can't stand them? They have no goodwill intended for you. So
that's different.
If you get some information that pertains to your family, husband, or whatever, what do? Would you take heed, or would you just like connect from what they said to you?
Information is information. Okay, if you got a screenshot with my husband's phone number on top talking about his secret baby, even though I don't like you, I hate that you know this.
That type of information.
Right.
The information is still the information. I may not like the giver, but I got the message, and I'm not going to dismiss it because it came from somebody I don't like.
I also think that if it's somebody who has no good and who doesn't like you and they wishing you nothing but the worst, then I would have to have proof. It would have to be a number added to it, because I've been in a situation on the other side where people sent friends stuff and say, oh, she said this, and I'm like, I ain't never had a conversation with this person before. So, and then it caused issues in the friendship, because it's like, and I'm like, well, how about this? I won't be friends with you because you believe them, and you don't believe me, and I don't even know this person. Like, I haven't even talked to this person before. So with the person who is nasty or evil or just want to see you go down, it would just have to be like Chris said, if it's a phone number, it's proof. I don't like who it came from, and I'd be like, okay, whatever. And because you probably know this person gonna kind of throw your business all the way around. But if it's just someone who starts mess with everybody, then you just have to be careful with those type of people, because they can start issues in your head that it doesn't even exist. And I just know that from experience, because I know me, and I know I ain't never spoke to the person that they said I spoke to. And then the fact that you're saying something, now I got a problem with the person who believe in it. And we've been rolling since we
12 years old. And what you doing?
So that one is a hard one, because of proof is proof, but when you don't have no proof and you just run your mouth when you don't like me, then that's another thing. But if you are close to me and I know you love me and I know that you don't wish nothing but the best, you ain't,
trying to set you up.
Then I'm not, I'm going to respect what you gave me, and I'm going to do what I got to do, but I will never put you in the middle of it.
I'm the queen of thank you for the information. And that's it. Like from you to me, thank you for the information, because I don't know what I'm gonna do with it right now. I have learned to try to remove my emotion from any of these types of transactions. If I'm in a situation where I'm very stressed or the situation can cause me harm, instead of reacting immediately, I'm like, thank you for the information. And then I'm going to take it and process it separately from you. If you tell me some wild, crazy stuff, I'm not going to sit here and read the text messages and be crying in front of you and throwing the phone around. I may do that as soon as I hang up the phone with you, but not you. Because other people's emotions and opinions can also they can weigh on you while you're trying to make a decision for yourself. Because information, okay, girl, I saw something. Okay, here's the phone. But he loves you, girl. He loves you. But I don't need it. Thank you for the information, because now you're trying to you're wanting to curtail what I'm getting ready to do with this information. He loves you so much. You may have made a mistake. Or, girl, I knew he was a dirty dog anyway, and blah blah blah.
Right.
The information, I'm going to have to go and process this for myself. Thank you. But I will protect the source. I wouldn't be saying so and so said and then putting the phone in your face. I'm just like, you can tell when somebody's lying if you say you have information. Their eyes get big. Like, well, who said that?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that we need to learn. Everyone needs to learn that when you do have information, if you do decide to give somebody information, don't try to sway your opinion on them. Like, don't say, well, he loves you, or he wasn't no good, no way. Like, I get if somebody's being physically harmed or something like that, then that we're not even talking about those type of situations. But just in general, based off of your opinion of someone or the situation. Because the truth is, no one knows what they would do if they were in it. Because so many people will tell you how to do your situation, but they never experienced the situation. Right. Or even if they experienced, they didn't handle it like they trying to get you to handle it. So it's like, just give them the information and just let them know, hey, I got your back, and keep it moving. Like, just, that's all you got to do. Let that person figure it out. Because like you said, that can be a thing where that person don't even have time to think of, like, okay, what is going on? Like, what do I need to do? So
because you don't know the backstory. You don't know what's going on, why the situation happened. Everybody has the space in life to make mistakes. And my thing is, that person could have made a mistake and they trusted someone else that they was talking to about the situation. Depending on your marriage and how you do things and how much you care about this person and what y'all been going through, because that could have been just the first time that situation happened. You know what I'm saying? As far as like infidelity or whatever, the baby mama situation. And you could somehow later on in time work this thing out. You never know. You know, so like, you really don't know the situation between the two people once all information is put on the table.
Like Tamala Mann and her husband, because the secret baby doesn't always mean an infant either. Because if you know David and Tamala Mann's story, he had a 5-year-old that showed up years into their relationship that he didn't even know about. So imagine that being the conversation. You texting your friend, I have a secret baby. Now you thinking, he had a 3-month-old or somebody on the way with a baby. That hasn't even been the whole story.
Right.
The man had no idea that he had another child until the child showed up as a whole human being.
Yes.
And he wasn't with his wife at the time that the lady had the baby. So if she just jumped off of somebody sending a text message and acted a fool, now you've hurt a conversation that, first of all, the husband's dealing with something because he has a new child he didn't know anything about. He has to relate this to his woman that is already really hard to talk about in the first place. So now you done jumped into something and they were going to figure it out the whole time. And you just inserted your 2 cents and damaged something. And you got to the punch before he did, but it's like, that wasn't beneficial. So minding your own business and knowing backstory goes a long way.
And that's at the end of the day, just respect someone's privacy. You know the relationships you have with those people. And sometimes, even though you may have a tight relationship with someone, doesn't mean you always have to share information.
That's right. And I will say the only time I probably would just sacrifice it all if I saw that you had a dungeon of children and you were taking pictures.
Not a dungeon.
Group chat with the guys, or dang, that date rape drug worked wonders last week.
Right. Or if it's a new relationship, if we all were just say on this call single, and and we have all been single at the same time before, and I'm not saying that like we were dating and we'd be like, oh girl, you know how we send pictures of, oh he cute, yeah, girl, he cute, and then it's like, girl, I saw him on whatever the dating thing is. He got 20 kids. He told me, he said he only had 2. To me, when it's not like, when it's new, it's like fresh, and it's like, okay, whatever. I'm just trying to figure out who he is anyway. Yeah. I would kind of let up the information, like, girl, don't
go no further.
He got a baby with my friend's friend, and that's baby number 35, they said.
Yes.
So you like, he only told me he had 1. Now so you left out 34 kids. Mm-hmm. So in those situations, like very new,
right?
And we just dating type of, went on a couple dates type of person, I'd be like, girl, and I don't even care if you use my name. Matter of fact, I'll probably be the one to tell you, tell him, your friend, Karonica. In that point, I don't even care, but you just got to be careful with the wives and the long-term relationships to, like you said, if it's something that can kill someone, which cheating can, but if it's something that is, if like physically harming someone, or like you said, it's like you see something like date rape or something like that, but also trust the person that got the message. If you were with that person, I hope you trust that this person is mature enough to handle it. Like I said, if you go into the message and you see them going with him, oh yeah, did you call her back? You're like, and you got a problem. You don't even need to be worried about what's going on over there. You got a whole situation on your own. Mm-hmm. So I think that everybody deserves privacy, and I know it's a lot of people, because I want people to comment and tell us what they think. That's probably gonna be like, no, nobody has privacy in my house.
Right.
So we understand that these are just our views.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And everyone thinks differently. But I just feel like we come here in this earth by ourselves, and we all deserve our own privacy. We all have our own likes and wants, and our own friendships. And you still, whether you're in a relationship or not, you still have to respect the friendships of other people.
Yes.
That's just with anybody. So,
well, this is a great episode, y'all. This was good. We got some
really good
situational awareness and all that stuff. So this was amazing. I hope everybody leaves their comments, comment, subscribe, y'all. In the comments and let us know if we need to have another part to this conversation, or if you have a different vantage point that we didn't even discuss here.
Right.
Just know everybody has a right to privacy.
All of it. Get out of it.
Bye.